Hey guys, this is Jay Smack. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've tried to Let's Play anything. I was testing it out earlier last year. I did a few episodes of a couple of things just for fun to see what it'd be like. And I had fun with it. I just never found the energy to be doing more. And I thought now is a good time to try and make some more content, so why not do that? We're gonna race this game here and start a new one. So today we're going to be playing Donkey Kong Country. I'm going to try and get back in the swing of these Let's Plays. And the truth is that I don't like this game very much. So you might wonder why I'm playing it. And that's a good question. I got into video game Let's Plays, watching them on YouTube a lot. There are a couple different sources, but one of the big ones that I first discovered a few years back was this Let's Play channel called The Basement. And they call themselves the friendliest place on YouTube, which I can attest that they pretty much are. They're a great community. I've kind of lurked in the shadows for many years and not been like heavily involved in their community, but I've certainly watched it develop, and I've been in their Discord chat for many years, and I know a lot of the people there that have come and gone over the years. Followed their content here and there, and just always enjoyed it. Their focus is on kind of family-friendly content. They're two dads living over in Minnesota or someplace over there by the Great Lakes and the shores of North America somewhere. Just enjoyed their content. They've always given me a laugh. And anyway, their first series, I think they did many years ago, I'm pretty sure, was this game, Donkey Kong Country. So despite the fact that I'm not the hugest fan of the... I like the Donkey Kong series, but it's not like my favorite series. And coming back to this game as an adult now is more, in some ways, more aggravation than joy. Coming back to the kind of like more archaic style, and some of the issues with this game are that the hitboxes are kind of a little bit wonky, and other things. I was playing through it a little bit earlier. I actually had done a recording session of this a couple episodes in, and I'm paying my dues already. I'm trying to figure out kind of my stride with how I want to go about doing this. But I failed to record the game audio and in my capture, so I'm coming back, and I decided to just start again from square one, give it another run. While I was playing through it, I found that the game is much less forgiving than I ever remember it being as a kid. It's really quite challenging in some of the parts. There's like some 2 to 3 frame pixel perfect windows almost, and they send you back a little bit when you get game overs. You got to get to save points, and the hitboxes, like I said, are slightly wonky and all that. So I was finding it difficult to, and I hear a lot of people who do Let's Plays like talk about this, but difficult to make commentary and then give it the concentration as well while talking that is really necessary to do some of these, like especially the mine cart sections. So we'll see if I do a little bit better now that I've warmed up a little bit and played the game and gotten re-familiar with some of the controls. But yeah, that was it's a bit of a thing. The games itself, I certainly had the Donkey Kong cartridge on the Super Nintendo when I was but a lad. It brings back many nostalgic memories for sure of having all those cartridges around, and I had 2 brothers and a sister, so we had these little stickers, like I think some of them had like Mario Kart pictures on them and different things, and they were designed to put on your cartridges, and then you could write your name on them, so you know like whose games are whose, because that mattered, right? It's like, you can't touch my games, but we all ended up sharing them anyway. but just watching that cartridge like slowly age and get junk all over the sticker and slightly peels off, and just as time goes on it gets more and more weathered. And I still have some Super Nintendo cartridges. Donkey Kong, however, I think there was one year in college in a fit of desperation that I think I brought it to a when retro gaming started to become a thing, and these kind of like the equivalent of record stores from the days of old started popping up. Only now the record stores of today are like old video game stores where they trade retro games around and stuff. I'm pretty sure I traded in my Donkey Kong cart for, you know, $10 to $30 so I could swing buying a gift for somebody or something like that. I seem to recall having a little bit of trouble coming to terms on a deal with the guy when it came to the store, because I'd never really traded in games before, and I brought him a bunch of just various things that I had, and I was like, I don't know what a fair deal is for this, so why don't you just give me a quote and just let me know. But he kind of gave it back to me. He was like, well, why don't you tell me what you want? And I was like, well, why don't you tell me what it's worth? And then I was worried that maybe it was really worth a lot and he just wasn't going to say anything. And if I was like, give me $20, and he'd be like, this is a score. Because I just found out I have this old game of, it was on the GameCube that my brother got for me when I was, I don't remember. I think he got it like as a used game from GameStop a long time ago, 10, 15 years ago, I don't know. And it's just been sitting in a drawer for a long time because it wasn't a very good game, to be honest with you. And I played it a couple times, and, you know, we had a little bit of fun with it. And I could have sworn I got rid of it or sold it or something, but I had noticed a few years back that, like, it had gone up in value, as some games do. It went up a little bit, like, it was, like, more than it was originally worth, like 40 or 50, 60 or 70 maybe even. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. And I thought I'd probably just sold it off then, but I think I guess I kept it, because I discovered it just yesterday in a drawer. And I went to look at the price out of curiosity, and I'm seeing that it's worth, some people are trying to sell it like in mint condition for $3,800. And I'm seeing it vary, like the instruction manual go for almost $200, and some people selling it for, I don't know, somewhere between $300 and $1,500 is probably a more realistic estimate. But it's worth something significant now, and I'm just kind of surprised because the game was not that great or interesting. It was called Cubivore on the GameCube, and I think what it was is that it was such an oddball game that it resonated with a few people, and because it was such an oddball game, they didn't make many of them because nobody thought it would sell. So now it's just kind of like, there's not a lot around, it's a collector's item, so it got valuable all on its own. And now you don't even really see cartridges as much anymore because everything is started to stream and be downloaded into digital content directly onto your consoles and stuff like that. So that experience may be fading into the past and being replaced by new experiences that I, as not a sapling in my youth anymore, do not quite fully understand, but I'm sure that there's all sorts of new, rich fields of nostalgia that are happening that I'm not aware of. In this game, my goal is not so much to unlock everything or to like see all the bonus areas as it is to just get through it and not die, and not to punish you too much by forcing you to watch me flounder forever. I better save. So Candy lets you save here by jumping in this bucket. And it claims I'm 5% in, but who knows what the truth is there. Very Naughty's lair. So here we're going to jump on this guy's head about a half dozen times, and then he will cease to exist. I do like about this game, I mean, at the time it came out, it was a graphical powerhouse, if you can believe that or not. It was such a new style, and everything looked so much more so much more. It had kind of a slickness to it. Now it's kind of like a claymation style almost. It almost reminds me of like those Rankin Bass cartoons, stop animations that they play around Christmas, you know, of Rudolph and those guys. I have an affinity for those particular movies because I dubbed one recently with, just for fun. I replaced all the voices with members of my family, and I had a good time with it. It was fun. Ended up being a lot more complicated than I thought, just because I couldn't just replace the voices. I had to replace the sound effects and the music and everything. So it ended up being a bigger project than I had planned on, but worth it in the end. I think just with pandemic and COVID and quarantines and all that stuff, I've just got so much extra time for doing Let's Plays and this sort of stuff, and it's something I've always been interested in getting into. Like I was saying, watching The Basement, and just those guys really inspired me, I think, to go further with it. Other people that have influenced this too is, I think early on I discovered some videos of people doing glitches in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and maybe some other games. And I didn't know who all these people were that were watching them do these glitches, and like large crowds seemed to be impressed by it. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. It was some kind of like competition they were at or something. There's something going on here I don't know about. And after a while I began to realize that there was, okay, this is the section that's difficult for me. This whole minecart thing is aggravating. So we'll see if I actually get through this stage or not. But I slowly discovered that there was this larger event going on, which turned out to be Games Done Quick, which is the speedrunning community's like big event, and they have a whole bunch of different events now where they speedrun games. And I just thought that was so cool, because nothing like that had ever come before, in terms of like a way to really share the game playing experience in a community, outside of like, you know, 2-player games or 4-player games with your friends, but to actually like find a way to, I mean, I guess PlayStation and, you know, things like Call of Duty and stuff where people play online with each other, and MMORPGs have been around for many years. But this was something new. This was kind of a multimedia experience. It was turning into like more of a content creation experience rather than just a video game experience. And discovering that was really fun. That kind of, I started following this one speedrunner called Puwexil, who I would recommend. He's on Twitch even now. He's it's Puwexil, and he ran a lot of the games that I really liked as a kid. And one of the big ones was Chrono Trigger, was I think his bread and butter. But he also ran Donkey Kong Country 2, interestingly enough. And I came to realize then that that one is really popular of the Donkey Kong series, probably the most popular. And I think there's something about the mechanics in it that lets you speedrun it. You can move through things a lot faster, or something about it makes it more well loved. I'm having some trouble with this minecart here, but we'll call it time after a few more attempts. But Puwexil was running Chrono Trigger, and I watched that and a few other obscure things. But he's kind of a backbone in the speedrunning event community, just because I think he was there at a lot of its inception. And I think he had his own kind of event. The RPG Limit Break might have been his doing. I'm not sure exactly. And lately I think he's been running Final Fantasy 3 or something like that. And I've never talked with him or anything, but I've lurked every once in a while and checked out some of his videos. Yeah, the speedrunning community got me interested. And then The Basement. And I think the first one of their videos I came across was their funny videos for Breath of the Wild funny videos. And I might even link that here. I'll link to their channel. and to their run of this game, Donkey Kong. And their Breath of the Wild funny videos, I think, was the first big video that exploded for them and really got them a lot of subscribers, which was well earned and well deserved. They really are hard workers at the YouTube thing. They put a lot of energy and quality and effort into it consistently, which is impressive because they also appear to have very busy lives with big families, and I know one of them's a pastor, or at least was, or a music director, and they've just got a lot going on, and they make the time to do it. So they're cool people. You should check it out. I will probably try to get through one world in each episode time, but we'll see how that works out. But thank you for joining me in this one, and I will catch you in the next one.